How are we doing, guys? Moose here, back for something a little bit different. I wanted to put out some different stuff. Obviously, I love the career mode. We're going to keep the career mode. We're not going to lose any episodes here in the career mode. But I wanted something a little different because I love talking football. I also love talking about, my favorite team, West Ham United. I actually just got a brand new West Ham flag in the mail the other day that I can put in, that I'll have hanging up in the house. That's fantastic. But wanted to talk about West Ham. Obviously, transfer rumors are really swirling around right now because we are having the season end. Nothing really going on. It's going to be all transfer rumors now for the next couple of months. And so I wanted to talk about that a little. Some players that could possibly be in the West Ham lineup for FIFA 16. So that's how I want to look, how this team could shape up in FIFA 16, what kind of players we could be bringing in. Obviously, we just named the manager. That's the first thing I'll get into. And we have a lot of rumors already flying around the club. So the first thing we want to talk about is Slaven Bilic. He's brought into the club from Besiktas. He formerly played for West Ham for about a season and a half. You can see he did play 48 appearances in the Premier League for the club. Fantastic before moving on to Everton. So it's nice to have somebody that knows the West Ham fans, knows everything about the club. Is familiar with the club, has a bit of a feeling for the club, and wants to do well for the team. I think he's going to be a very solid player or solid manager, and that he'll be the right thing we're looking for. A little bit more forward-minded, someone that can be a lot more positive, attract some big names too, because he has a big personality, and I think he does have a lot of players that are fans of him, as opposed to Sam Allardyce, who everybody construed as a real negative manager, which kind of kept the big players from maybe wanting to come from West Ham. He's also been very, very successful everywhere that he's coached, for Croatia, for Besiktas, Lokomotiv Moscow. He's done very, very well as a manager, so I think he's a great addition to us and could potentially lead to some of these big moves coming in. Obviously, you can see I've compiled a squad here of a lot of players that have been linked with West Ham already. There's even a couple more that I will talk about, but first thing we'll look at is the striker position. A couple players that we could be bringing in. Rumored to be in for Charlie Austin, obviously. Fantastic player for QPR. He scored bags and bags of goals for a team that didn't have a lot of creativity, to be honest. So the fact that he scored so many goals is a testament to his ability. And he's rumored that we're trying to swap Matt Jarvis, winger who's really, really struggled for us. I think he has a lot of potential. He's a little bit older, but he has some quality, but he's just really lost his way in the last couple of seasons. Hardly featured for us at all. And if we could swap him and some cash for Charlie Austin, that would be fantastic. Another player we've been rumored with for the last couple of months is Chicharito, Javier Hernandez of Real Madrid, on loan this past season, but Manchester United, obviously he'd be great to come in. He said that he wants to stay at Manchester United, so that would be a little bit of a hindrance for us to bring him in. But if we did bring in someone like him, it'd be wonderful to have another player in the Charlie Austin type of poacher to really be able to play alongside of Carroll, or even link up with Diafra Sakho, who you can see I do have on the bench there. Some players were linked to Andre Ayew from Marseille. Would have come in on a free transfer, but he is heavily rumored to be signed with Swansea. Honestly, he could sign in the minutes that I post this video. That's how close it is. He was said to be coming into West Ham to have a meeting with the club today, but doesn't look like we're able to offer the wages that Swansea wanted to offer him, 100K a week, which is just a lot for a player that's not, Cristiano, obviously Ronaldo makes a lot more than that, but in that vein, he's a very, very good player, be a great attacking-minded player for us to have alongside Downing in our attack, but, it remains to be seen. I'd love to have brought him in, be a huge bit of business on a free transfer, but we will have to wait and see. Pedro Obiang would be fantastic, CDM, rumored to be, well, he's a CDM type. Very powerful. You look at his stats compared to Alex Song, he looks very, very good. If you do want to see that, check out my Twitter. I retweet a comparison between them. Looks fantastic. He's a player that's been a tank in FIFA for a while, so it'd be great to bring into West Ham. But in real life, it'd be fantastic because he's a very stalwart defender. He does have a bit of creativity coming forward, so I think he'd link up very well with Cheku Kouyaté in the center of midfield. Defensively, you can see I do have a West Ham back four, but one of those players was a guy who was on loan at West Ham, Carl Jenkinson. I think we will definitely be bringing him back this year, though. We're also been linked to Micah Richards from Manchester City, was on loan at Fiorentina. Would be a fantastic player, I think, to rotate in, potentially win that starting spot if he has the ability to, but also offer a lot of depth. And also Kara Mbaji, center back, who we could bring in from Genk. Looks very, very good. A lot of pace. Very, very strong. We've attempted to bring him in at the January transfer window right at the death but we actually weren't able to do it. He was rumored to be literally on his way here. But hopefully we can bring him in, offer a bit of depth at center back. Another player we're rumored to bring in is a Croatian, Dejan Lovren. Obviously the link to Bilic there, who is also Croatian. I think if Lovren could regain his form that he had at Southampton, he wasn't world class, but he was a very, very good center back. So if we were able to acquire someone with that kind of ability at the back, it would really shore us up defensively and offer that resolution that would allow us to play a bit more free-flowing and attacking going forward. Also like to see potentially, we have this Randolph coming in from Birmingham, goalkeeper. He will be a great backup option to Adrian because we did have UCS line, but he's aging a bit. So fantastic. We'll also see Wilmaro Zarate still be at the club. He's gone back to Argentina for the offseason. He's been heavily linked with a return to Vélez, who he came over from. So if we did lose him, that'd be a bit of disappointment because he didn't really get any opportunity to thrive under Big Sam. And to be honest, I think he has the quality that would be very, very good in this team, in a cam spot, and even a second striker position if he were given the opportunity to play behind a Saka or a Carroll. Will Valencia still be at the club? He's been linked with a big move to Chelsea, but West Ham have been asking for £30 million. So it's quite a lot to be asking of the Ecuadorian, but it would be fantastic. If he did fetch a $30 million price, fair play to him if he wants to go to Chelsea. we're not really going to be able to stop that move from happening, but would love to keep him at the club because I think he has a lot of unrealized potential. And Charlie Austin scoring a goal in a West Ham shirt, how beautiful would that be if we were able to have that next season? It would be fantastic. Austin would offer, he's a big body, he does have a bit of quality in the air, but he offers a lot more on the ground than someone of an Andy Carroll who's, a big ox who can just really dominate in the air. But his quality on the ground, he scored a lovely goal against Swansea this year, finessed in, but it does leave something to be desired on occasion. So a couple of really big names there, and the biggest name that I saved here to talk about, Loic Remy. Obviously he's out of favor at Chelsea only because they have Diego Costa. If Drogba stays there a little bit, Remy's he's not the first choice striker, and he wants to be the first choice striker. So if we can offer him first team football, it'd be a fantastic bit of business. We're rumored to put in a bid for £8 million, which I think would be a great deal. Not breaking the bank for him, but he does offer definite Premier League goal scoring quality. He scored some goals at QPR. He was fantastic for Newcastle. I think he scored 12 or 13 goals, might even had a couple more than that when he was at Newcastle on loan from QPR, when QPR had gone back to the Championship 2 seasons ago. And then at Chelsea last year, he didn't play very much, but when he did play, he scored some goals. So I think that would be a fantastic buy for us as well if we could bring him in. Some definite really good possibilities. I think definitely we need to focus on getting a right back in. If it's Jenkinson, fantastic. If it's someone else, we need to get that sorted right away. That's really one of our big misses right now because we can't go through with Joey O'Brien or Guy Demels starting right back. It's just not going to offer us the best quality. Obviously, a center midfielder would be huge with, I think, Obiang's rumored to be signing basically today. So that would be huge for us if we could bring him in. Another striker potentially to make up for if Valencia leaves, or Carroll, who's very injury prone, but I would love to see him back fully fit in the team. So if we could do anything like that, it'd be fantastic. If you are a West Ham fan, let me know what you think we could be doing in this transfer window. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, and we will have the career mode actually coming back tomorrow with an episode. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. Let me know what you think of the transfer rumors, even for your favorite club, what you think they'll do. I love to talk about it, and we'll talk about it in the comments. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.